you, we have one of the single most important supplements, period, bar none, and we have it at the biggest, best value we've ever offered. I will show you what the choices are in a nutshell. You are choosing whether you'd like vitamin D3 as a single product or vitamin D3 coupled with calcium, magnesium, intensive care, or if you just want calcium, magnesium, intensive care, that is also available as a single. The majority of you, when you see the breakdown of the pricing here, you are going to be choosing the bundles, and I'll show you why. One other note here.
Or the large. I think most folks are either going to go for the large size of vitamin D2500 IU,
right, or the big bundle.
The big bundle with calcium, magnesium, intensive
exactly.
care.
And one thing to note about this, the vitamin D3, you are choosing if you want 1,000 milligrams per capsule, 1,000 IU per capsule, or 2,500 IU per capsule.
Same price.
Same, which is crazy.
Yep.
Great.
Well,
crazy good. Crazy good. So you just decide if you want 1,000 or 2,500, that choice is yours. Let's take you through it. So the vitamin D, if you'd like to order it as a single, a 150, a 300, a 600, or a 1,200, you can order just vitamin D. The 1,200, check this out, is normally $200. To get 1,200 capsules, you are getting it for $89.90.
7 cents a capsule.
Amazing. So that's the first thing. Now, if you'd like to do bundles, here's where it gets really exciting. You can do a bundle where we'll send you 600 capsules of the vitamin D3 and 500 capsules of the calcium, magnesium, intensive care. Again, your choice of potency, the 1,000 IU or the 2,500 IU. Here is where the pricing will go. Look at for that big bundle. Holy moly. $99.90. That's amazing. And then last but not least, and this is what I'm doing and most of us are doing because I take your CalMag every day. I take the vitamin D. Carlos takes 3 capsules a day of the vitamin D3. I take 2 a day of the vitamin D3. It's up to you, but I'm just pointing out here, 1,200 capsules of the vitamin D3, 1,000 capsules of the CalMag, calcium, magnesium, intensive care. Here's where the price goes at midnight, or excuse me, at midnight tonight. Yes, this expires at midnight. And this is our price right now, $149.90, $190 savings, which is pretty amazing. Check this out. This is why we're all doing this, because normally just to get 1,200 capsules of the vitamin D3, you're at $200. For $50 less, we're including the CalMag, 1,000 capsules of the calcium magnesium.
Right.
So this is literally like getting a calcium magnesium, 1,000 capsules for free, and still saving $50 off what you would normally have to pay for 1,200 capsules of the vitamin D3.
And I'm sorry if it's a little complicated, but I really endeavor to give you as much flexibility as you could want. And if you look at the pricing on the screen, the way it's set up is they're the same price. So if you look at the pricing there on the vitamin D, the vitamin D is if you look at, say, $19.90,
yes.
You're either getting 150 of vitamin D or 120 of CalMag.
Right.
As you go down, the vitamin D price is on the left on the screen, and the graphics in the bright red there.
Yes.
So the vitamin D is the first number, the larger size.
Yes.
The calcium is the slightly smaller size.
I'm just going to show you that chart for 1 second so you can see here. Here's the calcium chart.
They're the same pricing. So it's the same price for vitamin D as it is for CalMag.
Yes.
So whether it's 150 capsules or 120 of CalMag, it's $19.90.
Exactly.
And then as you go up from there, you go 300 and 240, you go 600 and 500, or 1,200 and 1,000. And that's either or at those prices, $19.90, $34.90, $59.90, $89.90, and then on the bundles, a 600 and 500, and that's at $99.90. So that's 1,100 capsules. So that's about, what does that end up being? About 9 cents a capsule. And in the large bundle, it's again about 7 cents a capsule. The large vitamin D3 alone, 7 cents a capsule, whether you choose 1,000 IU or 2,500 IU. 1,000 IU is, I think, the bare minimum to consume in terms of vitamin D, the absolute bare minimum. Typically, I take 4,000 to 5,000 IU daily. That's what I recommend most people should take. but the minimum starting potency should be between 1,000 and 2,000 IU. The 2,500 IU, say if you combine it with our Essential 1 multivitamin, which has 1,500, that takes you to 4,000 IU, which is really a wonderful number to get you to a healthy vitamin D level. And a healthy vitamin D level, we should all get it tested. We should all know our vitamin D level at our doctor's office. Healthy vitamin D level is going to be a number of 50. And that's going to be 50 nanograms per milliliter. 50 ng per ml is how it would be printed out. 50 is the minimum. I like to be actually between 60 and 80, but 50 is really the new minimum. And unfortunately, most Americans are horribly deficient when it comes to vitamin D3. If you're not supplementing it, it's not available from the diet. Most Americans are going to be horribly deficient and insufficient when it comes to vitamin D. And when we look at all the roles it plays in our body, when we look at the research that has an association, when you look at high levels of vitamin D or healthy levels of vitamin D and unhealthy levels of vitamin D, and we see an association with positive mood and healthy levels, and not positive mood, negative mood, and low levels, it begs the question, why would we ever want to move through our lives without healthy levels of vitamin D? And what's exciting about the fact that vitamin D is now recognized as the most important single vitamin to supplement, what's exciting about it, it is by far, first of all, our capsules are tiny.
That was important what you just said, though. The most important single vitamin to supplement, period.
And as I talked about in my blog today, how often is it in life where something that is the most important thing of its kind, and we look at all the different vitamins, the most important of the vitamins, vitamin A, C, E, B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B12, folic acid, biotin, when we look at all of those, vitamin D is recognized as the most important. It also is the most scarce in our diet, the hardest to get. So it really isn't readily available at all. I'll show you quotes from clinical studies. It's just not available in our food supply, really, to speak of. So it's the most important, the most beneficial. It's also the most scarce. What's amazing about it, it is by far and away the least expensive. So how often is it that the most important decision, the most meaningful decision you get to make is the one that's literally the least expensive? I hate to even use the word, but the cheapest decision of all. That on that large 1,200 count, you're talking about 2,500 IU for 7 cents a day.
That's amazing.
7 cents, that's a little more than a nickel. I said in my blog that, what does it cost to go to a movie today? About $10 or so? Yeah. At least $10. So literally you're getting about 5 months for the cost of a movie ticket. A cup of coffee is maybe, say, $1.50. You're getting about 3 weeks.
7 pennies a day for the most important vitamin to supplement, and you're choosing the finest vitamin D3 product available anywhere in the world at the best value we have ever offered. A lot of people are choosing just the vitamin D. That's great. If you want just if you can do the big one, I would, because the savings is huge here. I'm going to get 1,200 capsules, and again, you're deciding, do you want 1,000 IU, 2,500 IU? Andrew is not charging more. Even for those of us that I go for the 2,500, I take 2 a day. My husband, as I said, takes 3 a day. It's up to you. But I will say, I've had my vitamin D levels checked, and they are really good. They're where I want them to be. And if you are the same, this is you will see a difference. You're going to see a difference in those vitamin D levels, and more doctors now are testing our vitamin D. If you've been reading about it at all, you do some reading about vitamin D and the benefits of vitamin D3, it will blow your mind. I mean, it's really pretty amazing how important it is to supplement. And like you said, it really is hard to get. I mean, a lot of us are not big sun worshipers, and it's really hard to get vitamin D in our diet.
If you look at an American population that's not supplementing vitamin D, virtually everyone will be insufficient in vitamin D. Virtually everyone. Jeez. There are studies where 100% of the people that they look at when they look at populations that aren't supplementing vitamin D, it was referred to as an epidemic in America. It's now referred to as really a worldwide pandemic because, and there's quotes I'll read from Science that talks about that America's sort of ever worsening health issues likely are connected with decreased circulating levels of vitamin D, because also if we're overweight and if we're obese, when you start looking at that, because vitamin D is fat soluble, it gets sequestered, it gets kind of imprisoned and trapped in our body fat, makes it unavailable to the key tissues in our body that need it. So what ends up happening, if we're overweight or obese, we might think we're getting enough vitamin D by supplementing it, but we're not. If you're overweight or obese, you likely need to supplement as much as double the level. So if I take 4,000 or 5,000 IU daily, if I was significantly overweight, I'd probably need to take 7,000 IU to achieve the same levels. So again, when you look at our population, it's just another consequence of America's issues, challenges with weight and obesity. So again, when we talk about this ingredient, we used to talk about vitamin D in terms of calcium absorption. And now, absolutely, you can't absorb calcium without it. And an intelligent approach to calcium supplementation isn't to take mega doses and thousands and thousands and thousands of milligrams of calcium. It's to take reasonable levels of high quality calcium. It's to then make sure you have adequate vitamin D to absorb it, because you can't absorb it without the vitamin D. So you could take all the calcium in the world, but you can't absorb it without adequate levels of vitamin D. Also, better to take your calcium with magnesium. That's why we have our calcium magnesium intensive care. And then if you really are focusing on your skeleton, and again, there's been some research talking about calcium and the health of our arteries, that if you really want to support the health of your arteries when you're having a regime with calcium and vitamin D, it's vitamin K2 MK7. Hopefully we'll have a little graphic on the screen. We don't have a lot of that available. It's at basically today's special pricing as well. But that is sort of the trio when it comes to ideally supporting your skeleton, ideally supporting cardiovascular health, vitamin D, CalMag intensive care, and vitamin K2 MK7. That is by far the most important form of vitamin K that we could ever contemplate ingesting.
It's 098879 if you'd like to order the vitamin K as you're calling in to order the Today's Special. I just want to point out again with the Today's Special, most people are ordering the largest bundle, and then the second most popular is the largest choice in the vitamin D3. It's up to you. I take Andrew's CalMag every day. It's something that I'd like to take at night. It's an excellent product to take at night because it helps to relax you. It's a wonderful, it's one of those products, again, that you notice the difference when you take it and the benefits, and we all, I think, understand the importance and the benefits of getting our calcium, getting that calcium, magnesium, that 1-2 punch, and then to take that along with having that the proper levels of vitamin D3, you get maximum benefits here. So if you'd like to get the big bundle, I just want to remind you one more time, the big bundle, if you note, you're going to get 1,200 capsules of the vitamin D3 by itself. That normally is $200. Just to get the vitamin D. Then on top of that, you're getting 1,000 capsules of calcium magnesium. I'm just gonna show you something. I'm gonna grab this chart for 1 second to show you. We sell 1,000 capsules of the calcium magnesium intensive care for $135. So you're getting a $135 product for free, because remember, for $149, you're getting that, and then you're also getting this, whoopsie, you're getting the 1,200 capsules that would normally be $200. So it is a huge offer. Well, it's the biggest, best offer we've ever had on vitamin D3.
Well, even the try-me size of vitamin D3 is 150 capsules. Your choice of 1,000 IU or 2,500 IU, same price. But even in that size, it's about 13 cents a capsule. So in the largest size, it's 7 cents a capsule for 2,500 IU of pure vitamin D3. And mind you, no one will have a problem swallowing this capsule. It's the smallest capsule we make. It's so small, it's almost hard for me to open it. It's tiny. And of course, the ultrafine powder ensures zero stomach upset. So the most important vitamin that we could supplement separately is our most affordable, is our easiest to swallow, and not our most affordable, it's downright cheap to think that if you take 1 capsule a day of 2,500 IU, those 1,200 capsules will last you, and it's fine in terms of stability and things, just, you know, keep it in a cabinet, cool, dry, dark place, but that's going to last you 3 years. So when you think of that investment, that $89 and dividing it up over 3 years, you're talking about barely $20 per year, or about $1.50 a month. So it's literally about $2 a month to enjoy the benefits of this, this 2,500 IU of vitamin D3. And I'll go through some of the science and clinical studies, and it's just fascinating. If you think you're getting adequate vitamin D from your diet, you're not. Because the one thing the studies and science talks about is there is no good source of vitamin D3 in our food supply. There just isn't. So unfortunately, unless you're basking in the sun, and as we get older, our sun doesn't produce vitamin D effectively from sunlight. And we know how damaging the sun is to our skin in terms of aging and skin cancer risk, so we stay out of the sun. And we use sunscreen. So guess what? What little opportunity we had to produce vitamin D, we are not doing it, which is why it's referred to as an epidemic or a pandemic, a worldwide pandemic in terms of vitamin D insufficiency and vitamin D deficiency. And when we look at the role it plays, the highest concentration of vitamin D receptors in the body, the highest concentration in the brain are found in the highest functioning areas of the brain. That high levels of vitamin D3 are associated with a healthier aging brain. It's just high levels of vitamin D3, I talked about it before, are associated with more positive mood. Lower levels are associated with negative mood. And these are not isolated studies. These are consistently observed in studies. So when it comes to something that's so important and so affordable, and I'm not even talking about the fact that you can't even absorb calcium that we need throughout our nervous system for our muscles to contract. Oh, vitamin D3. If you're active, if you're an athlete, if you're aging, the risk of falling as we age grows with advancing years. And vitamin D3 is critical for muscle contraction in athletes. If you're an athlete, and athletes as well are deficient in vitamin D if they're not supplementing it, you can't efficiently and effectively and optimally contract your muscles without vitamin D3, which is why as we get older, it's critical to avoid falling because the strength of our muscles suffers with advancing age, so we need to do everything we can to keep those muscles strong so we can retain the balance that will prevent falls as we get older. So the list of benefits seems to be endless. And there's really, as I said earlier, the only risk is really not having healthy levels of vitamin D3. And if we know our cholesterol number, it's as important or even more important to know your vitamin D number. That's how important it is. We should all know our vitamin D number, and likely we're going to need to take somewhere between 2,000 and as much as 8,000 IU, depending upon our body weight, if we're overweight or obese, to achieve the proper levels. If you're closer to your normal weight, probably somewhere between 2,000 and 5,000 IU is all you'll need.
There we go. I do want to point out, if you have a minute, you should read some of the reviews on hsn.com, because out of the 1,500 reviews, almost 1,300 of those are perfect 5-star. This is an outstanding product that you will love. You will see a difference when you have your vitamin D levels checked. Most importantly, the health benefits. I love what Andrew pointed out to all of us. The fact that this is, if you're going to buy one vitamin, if you're going to take one vitamin to supplement, this is the single most important vitamin to supplement, period, bar none. And then on top of that, it's the most affordable. And then on top of that, today is the best value we've ever offered on it. So I would encourage you, and if you do the bundle, and our producer's telling us most people are going with the bundle, frankly, it makes sense to go with the bundle because you're getting a 100, I'm going to show you. You're getting a 135, what is it, bottle. Oh, is this the calcium? Holy mackerel.
The calcium capsule is a little bit larger.
So look, you're getting this for free if you're doing the big bundle, because this is usually $135 by itself. So it's like getting that for free, and then you're getting this at $50 off, because this is $200 by itself.
And then, mind you, what we did originally, the different potency of vitamin D3, the higher potency was more expensive than the 1,000. But what we did, because I think they're both so important, and it depends upon what your multivitamin is or what level you want, I didn't want to penalize people who wanted higher potency vitamin D3. So whether it's 1,000 or whether it's 2,500 IU, you're paying the exact same price. So when you're getting those 1,200 capsules of vitamin D3 and 1,000 capsules of CalMag Intensive Cure. And again, I'm not someone who follows, a lot of doctors recommend that people take 1,500, 2,000, 2,500 milligrams of calcium. I don't think those are appropriate. I think the more appropriate approach is to manage vitamin D levels, take more like a 500 to 1,000 milligrams daily, and you never take more than 500 milligrams of calcium at a time. Because you take any more than that, you will not absorb it, you will not benefit. The science is clear. So you have to break up your calcium throughout the day. What I would say, take a couple of capsules of our calcium daily, one at a couple of meals, at most say 3, and at most say 4. Really, because 4 is 1,000 milligrams. Beyond that, what I would recommend is the vitamin K2 MK7. By getting the K2 MK7, you maximize the benefits of the calcium, the magnesium, and the vitamin D3. That really achieves you the ideal cardiovascular and skeletal health approach. But I want to read some reviews.
Can I ask you a question? I've been taking the CalMag at night. I find it very relaxing to me. So I've been taking mine in the evening.
We actually have a little bit of CalMag in our nighttime formula specifically for that reason.
Okay.
Because those are minerals, they're technically electrolytes. Potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium are considered the 4 electrolytes. And they tend to be soothing, relaxing. They tend to be soothing and relaxing for our muscles. And a lot of reviews talk about that in terms of cramping of muscles at night, that since they've been taking the CalMag, that's gone away. But I wanted to show with our CalMag, no rock hard tablets, just a small capsule, soft capsule, ultrafine powder. And that's because calcium, magnesium are inherently not very soluble. That's their nature.
It's usually like a rock.
That's essentially, you make a rock when you make a tablet out of them. And
but calcium is hard to take. Usually if you're taking, it's hard. I remember those. I felt like I was trying to take a big horse pill, trying to take calcium. It was like this big rock, hard to swallow. It sit in your stomach. So that's the beauty of this. This is an absolute, it's effortless to take this product.
Neither of these products will cause any stomach upset, any repeat. And CalMag is one of those products that people love to hate. But again, you look at any of these products, the vitamin D, whether 1,000 or 2,500 IU, or you look at the CalMag Intensive Care, they're perfectly reviewed products. And again, we don't pull out the bad reviews. So these are products that over 95% of their reviews are positive reviews, which it just speaks more clearly about what you could expect. And that's one of the benefits of the internet. There's a lot of detractors out there who complain about the nature of the internet and things, but it does make the acquisition of information pretty democratic. So whether I like it or not, and I like it because your information enables me to make better products. So if I get bad reviews, I improve my products. These happen to be 2 of my products that are the most perfectly reviewed products imaginable. To think that their reviews are, and these are normally products that people don't like, but to think that their reviews are over 95% positive and over 90% 5-star reviews speaks volumes for what you could expect. Speaks, as I said, more clearly than I could speak. And I have some great charts to go over. We have some science. I'll read reviews tomorrow. The reviews you can read at hsn.com. I think if you read the reviews, you'll be getting the largest size you can. We only do this once a year. The reason why we've done the larger sizes on vitamin D is we found that a lot of people share it with someone else. So it's an opportunity to make it just incredibly affordable with the vitamin D3 and the CalMag Intensive Care.
Great.
But this chart, this shows how difficult it is to get vitamin D. So if we're looking at 2,500 IU of vitamin D, the best source is going to be 6 teaspoons of cod liver oil at about 258 calories.
Jeez.
Also, unfortunately, cod liver oil is going to give us high levels of vitamin A, which we don't want. So the next best source are the fish that, as Americans, we don't tend to eat. But still, we're talking about levels of fish that we would never consume.
No.
We're talking about 1.5 pounds of salmon, 1.25 pounds of sardines, over 2 pounds of tuna.
My goodness.
And the mercury levels from that would be
look at the calories.
Unacceptable. The calories are unacceptable, the mercury levels. So then as you get into more commonplace foods, it's just totally not obtainable. Yogurt, whole milk, mushrooms, so 25 cups of milk, 750 mushrooms, queso fresco, which is cheese, 19 cups of that, eggs, 125 large eggs.
Oh my goodness.
Which just is to underscore, and I'll read you some quotes of research and clinical study.
And that's in one 2,500 capsule.
Yep.
Jeez.
And also, mind you, even if there was a good source, it's going to cost more than this. Because remember, that one capsule is only costing you 7 cents in the large size. that capsule's costing you 13 cents even in the Try Me size. So it's so affordable, and that's why I've always said about vitamin D3, it's very easy to be very passionate about vitamin D3, not just because of the clinical science and the research on how it affects everything from our mood to the way our brain functions, to the way our brain ages, to the way our muscles function, to the way our muscles age. That's exciting enough. But what makes it very easy for me is knowing that how little of a dent it puts in your budget. It doesn't really put a dent in your budget. I think most of us won't notice spending 7 cents a day. I mean, it would be pretty easy for us to find 7 cents a day. If a cup of coffee is $1.50, that's 20 days. I mean, think of if a soft drink is a few dollars, that's more than a month's supply of vitamin D. So you eliminate one soft drink, you just paid for a month of vitamin D. I mean, you can't say that. And CalMag is basically about the same cost as well.
A bottle of water.
So a bottle of water is what, a couple of dollars.
Right.
A food bar, things like that. So it really is one of those things where the economics are a non-obstacle. Vitamin D3 goes really well with calcium, magnesium, intensive care because they're the two most affordable products that I make, and they are the two most unique in terms of that they take products that are typically unpleasant and make them an absolute delight to use, and that's why they're so well reviewed. But just a couple of more charts here that go on the basic information.
Sure.
The vitamin D is recognized as the most important single vitamin to supplement, and to do so at far higher levels than previously recommended. That's government, regulatory agencies, physicians, researchers, physiologists. It's across the board recognized. Vitamin D3 is uniquely the most important and the most affordable of all the vitamins. That's a unique combination. We provide vitamin D3 as cholecalciferol, the preferred form, the most beneficial form of vitamin D. Vitamin D3 is critical to more than just healthy bones, but as we age, it is essential for a health, and by as we age, I'm not talking about 80 or 90, I'm talking about as we all go through 30, 40, 50, it is essential for a healthy brain, a balanced mood, strong muscles, and more. So if you're, and I think we all are, there are supplements I make for a healthy brain. But if you want to look at one ingredient, and if you look at the clinical science and what is associated with those of us whose brain and mental faculties are aging better, it's going to be those of us who move through our lives with healthier levels of vitamin D. And not just in terms of mental function and our cognitive capabilities and memory and things, but also mood. How we perceive the world, how we move through the world in terms of being positive or not. So again, vitamin D in studies has been associated with more positive moods. So it's one of those things that if vitamin D was going to be an expensive supplement and it was going to be, say, 50 cents or $1 a day or more, okay, then it becomes very easy to start making economic decisions on this. But at 7 cents a day, it becomes pretty straightforward. And the fact that it's an essential nutrient that delivers such a long list of benefits for those 7 cents. And we know in terms of the CalMag intensive care, we know we need calcium. We can't maintain our skeletons as we age without it. We want to be consuming it with magnesium. We want to be consuming it at a reasonable level and not mega dose level, so it's very soluble. So the two together, the vitamin D works perfectly in supporting the absorption of the calcium. As I said before, it's worth looking into my vitamin K2, MK7, or to read my blog. Talks about how that is sort of the perfect trio together with the calcium and the vitamin D3.
And by the way, we're keeping the item number for the vitamin K right at the bottom of the screen here. Our producer's telling me it's already very limited. It may not even make it to a presentation. It's getting that limited. You might want to order that as you're calling in for the today's special. I want to show you again what the choices are. We are so excited. So many of you are jumping in to say yes to this. We're not surprised because we only do this once a year. And tonight we are offering the best value ever on Andrew's vitamin D3 and calcium magnesium intensive care. Remember, you can order singles of either product. So you can order just vitamin D. You can also order just the CalMag. So if you want just singles of the product, that is available to you. You're welcome to order that way. However, if you decide to go with the bundles, the savings is huge. For example, you can get a 600 count of the vitamin D3 and a 500 count of the calcium magnesium intensive care if you call us right now, $99.90. Remember, just the 600 alone all by itself of the vitamin D would be over that price. And then on top of that, don't forget, you're also getting 500 of the CalMag. That is another $80. So clearly the savings is huge. If you want the 1200, same story. What a lot of us are doing though is we're going down here, you get 1200 caps of the vitamin D3, reminding all of you 1200 caps normally would be a $200 value. For $50 less, you are getting both the huge thing of the vitamin D3 and the 1,000 capsules. 1,000 capsules. This is free. This is absolutely no charge because you can't. We don't normally sell just the
if you look at the
vitamin D3 for this price.
Normally the vitamin D3 would be $199. So at $149. You're also getting the CalMag intensive care. So incredible savings. Because of the sizes here, it's likely going to be more than a year before we do this Today Special again. So I suspect this Today Special will be at least 15 to 18 months from now, probably not a year from now. So why are you smiling or laughing?
Because John Span, he's our stage manager, he thinks that this is what I'm going to be handing out for Halloween trick-or-treaters.
Yeah.
That's very funny.
I think
trick or treat.
I think if you're going to be handing out pills at your door, I think the local officials will be visiting your house.
Oh, jeez, that's too funny. Oh my goodness. That wouldn't
go over well in my neighborhood,
wow.
no.
But I poured it in the bowl just to illustrate for everyone because I would love getting this for trick or treat. Me personally, but check it out. That's how much CalMag you're getting basically at no charge, because remember, if you're ordering the big bundle, just to get the big bottle of the vitamin D3 would be $199. For under $150, you get the big bottle, 1,200 capsules of the vitamin D3, and then you're getting 1,000 capsules of the calcium magnesium intensive care.
You could look at it, you're getting both of them for about 7 cents a capsule.
Yes.
Or you're paying 12 cents a capsule, which is lower than the regular price by far. 12 cents a capsule for the vitamin D3 and the CalMag intensive care, 1,000 capsules of that are free. So it's just for my most affordable products. Normally, this is even abnormally affordable. So it's even greater savings on all of them. So it's a great opportunity because vitamin D3, and we should read this first chart here. It says it better than I could say it. It's clear that this is from the American Journal of Medicine, so this is a respected medical journal. Vitamin D deficiency is a pandemic. That's an epidemic around the world, a pandemic with more than half of the world's population currently at risk. In America, Western countries, it's about 80–90% or more are at risk. Almost all of us are at risk if we're not supplementing vitamin D. Adequate vitamin D levels are necessary and advantageous for optimal health. Vitamin D deficiency and insufficiency can be both corrected and prevented safely through supplementation. Again, this is from the American Journal of Medicine. Normally, you don't see journals of medicine talking about the need and the importance of supplementation. This is from the Harvard Health Publications, Harvard Medical School. Food is usually the best way to get vitamins. That's not so for vitamin D. Supplements are the simplest, safest way to get vitamin D. Again, you'd think I'd be saying that.
Right.
Not a medical journal saying that. So it just shows how unique vitamin. This is now from the Journal of the American Medical Association. Although vitamin deficiency is encountered infrequently in developed countries, some groups of patients are at higher risk for vitamin deficiency and suboptimal vitamin status. For example, elderly patients are particularly at risk for vitamins B12 and D deficiency. In fact, throughout America, not just elderly, everyone is at risk for vitamin D deficiency. Now from another journal, Archives of Internal Medicine, vitamin D insufficiency is associated with suboptimal health. That's kind of a powerful general statement, especially when you consider that most Americans are insufficient. Current recommendations for vitamin D supplementation are inadequate to address the growing epidemic of vitamin D insufficiency. I mean, when you read these, it's alarming. Now, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Over the course of 2 decades, vitamin D levels have dramatically decreased among Americans, a new study finds. Recent research has also linked insufficient vitamin D to poorer health overall. I talked about that earlier. So these are frightening. I think, do we have another chart? We don't. U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, again, over 3 out of every 4 Americans now have vitamin D levels below what we believe is necessary for optimal health. And their levels that they want are even easier to achieve than mine. If you look at what I think we should have our optimum levels at, probably 90+% of Americans. But even by their conservative standards, 3 out of 4, 75%.
Gosh.
Increases in vitamin D deficiency in the population may have reduced the overall health of the population. So these are powerful statements.
I mean, we probably have more illnesses than ever before. I mean, when you think about it.
Our society is, when it comes to overall health and wellness, our society isn't doing well. And just looking at these charts, and these are very respected, august bodies that are talking about, or medical journals that are talking about the fact that our overall health and well-being suffers by us having suboptimal vitamin D levels. It would be easy to conclude that without even observing it, without seeing it, if you simply know and understand the role vitamin D plays in our body, and then by knowing that 3 out of every 4 Americans have suboptimal levels, and the levels they establish as optimal are pretty easy to achieve. The levels I believe we should achieve are significantly higher than that. So when you consider all of that, it's actually a pretty frightening set of circumstances. What's exciting is the opportunity, because no vitamin, as I think it was the Harvard Medical School publication said, this vitamin is not available from our food, which is a bad thing. But on the good side is no vitamin is easier and simpler and more affordable to supplement than vitamin D. So that's the silver lining to the cloud, is how easy and straightforward it is to deliver this vitamin that we need.
A couple things I wanted to mention. As you call in to order this, there will be a coupon in the box. You are going to save 25% off your favorite Andrew Lessman products. There's some dates here in November and in December. So that's going to come along. So you're saving another 25% over the course of the next couple of months. So stay tuned, kind of look for that in the box when you get this home. The other thing I need to remind you is about that return policy. We've extended the return policy all the way until January 31st, 2015. So get this home, try it. Again, these are notice the difference products when you take them. I can't wait for you to get started on them. If you've read anything at all about vitamin D and vitamin D deficiency, it encourages you so much. Most of us who take it would not dream of stopping. It is the most affordable supplement, period. It is the most important vitamin to be supplementing. And the fact that, isn't that just a wonderful thing, that it happens to be the most affordable too. So this is your chance, because Andrew always has an affordable price on this. This is the best price. And you will not see this as the Today's Special again for over a year. So this is your one chance. It's a one-day only offer. Most of us are getting the big supply. If you share it with someone in the family, I was telling you my husband and I both take this. So if you share it with someone else in your family, go for those big bundles. Stock up tonight. Do it if you can. Or remember, you can order just the vitamin D, just the calcium, magnesium, or if you can do it, you should go with the big bundles. They're on FlexPay, extra flex payments if you have an HSN credit card. There's so many great reasons to be ordering tonight, not to mention the fact that as you call in to order the Today's Special with over 8,000 already spoken for everybody who orders 2 bottles of vitamins, you buy a Today's Special, 2 bottles of prenatal vitamins are going to be donated by Andrew Lessman to Vitamin Angels to be delivered to moms, expectant mothers all over the world, in the United States and all over the world, women who need the nutrition for their unborn children. And the fact that Andrew has already donated more than 20.6 million bottles of prenatal vitamins. Wow. That's worldwide. That is the most remarkable and exciting thing that we can all think about, you know, the fact that we get to do something, we get to help Andrew do something good by doing something good for ourselves. No, we're just basically, while we get to have the opportunity and the luxury to think about our well-being and to preserve our
say that there are most important health attributes as we age. There are some people who are really in a, sort of a life or death struggle. And this is an opportunity with prenatal vitamins in various parts of the world to help people deal with much more challenging circumstances than we could ever dream of. And of course, 20% of those vitamins, I always mention this, are right here in America. So it's not that it's all going overseas, that we help everyone we could possibly help in America before we go overseas to help others. So I thank you for supporting that. It's something we're going to continue to do, because now World Health Organization, UNICEF, they rely on us, so they rely on you. So it's a wonderful position to find ourselves in. But what I was going to do is read a series of charts, and the reviews are great. I encourage you to go to hsn.com to read the reviews, because they just speak perfectly about the product and unanimously about the product, all the products, whether it's the calcium, magnesium, intensive care, or the vitamin D. But these are some charts, and I just grabbed a stack of them, that are quotes out of medical journals, clinical studies that have been recently published pertaining to vitamin D3 and our brain. And I think if you read those, you would never want to think that, because again, remember, most Americans, most of us, if we're not supplementing vitamin D, most of us, and that means, depending on which research you're reading, 75 to 90% of us are going to be insufficient or deficient. So knowing that, and then hearing these charts about the functioning of your brain and the aging of the brain, hopefully that encourages you to take the pennies a day, literally, to make a difference. So, and this is from the Journal of Gerontology, and gerontology is the study of aging. Okay. Vitamin D status has implications that extend beyond the well-known effects of bone mineralization, retaining the calcium in our bone. More recently, clinical studies have suggested a potential beneficial role of vitamin D for cognitive function, how our brain functions. A growing body of evidence suggests that the active form of vitamin D, which is what we deliver, is involved in development and adult brain function. The Journal of Neurology, Neurosurgery, and Psychiatry. 2 recent clinic-based observational studies reported that low serum vitamin D levels were associated with poor cognition test performance, and a retrospective study of older adults attending a memory assessment clinic found a positive correlation between vitamin D levels and scores.
How about that? Meaning
those with better vitamin D levels, better scores; those with lower vitamin D levels, poorer scores. In this population-based study of European men aged 40 years and older, so we're not talking about elderly.
Right.
40 years and older, we observed a significant independent association between a slower information processing speed and lower levels of vitamin D.
No kidding.
Journal of Gerontology, metabolic pathways for vitamin D have been found in the hippocampus and cerebellum, suggesting that vitamin D may be active in areas of the brain involved in planning, processing, and formation of new memories. These are areas that struggle as we get older. We found that circulating vitamin D concentration was most strongly associated with measure of cognition in the areas of executive functioning, complex cognitive tasks such as planning, problem solving, or sequencing. Again, the things, and attention processing speed, the things that we tend to lose, as the aging brain. We lose that speed of being able to plan and calculate, remember. Journal Neurology. Taken together, these results suggest vitamin D supplements in deficient elderly patients may improve or maintain global cognitive function. We hypothesized that high dietary intake of vitamin D could protect against cognitive decline. Remember, vitamin D intake can't come from your diet. It's not available from the diet. So we hypothesized that high dietary intake of vitamin D could protect against cognitive decline. They're talking about supplementation.
Interesting.
From the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, in the large population of women in the present study, higher vitamin D concentrations were associated with longer telomere length. Telomeres are sort of the latest measure of cellular aging, of cellular age. So vitamin D tends to preserve telomeres, which means it tends to retard or slow down cellular aging.
Interesting.
Although these associations do not prove causality, they do suggest that vitamin D may play an important role in the modulation of telomere length, which is related to aging and age-related changes. There's some great ones here, I think, on mood. This is more about preserving cognitive function from the Journal of Nutrition, Health, and Aging. Emerging evidence suggests that vitamin D, which is critically important for bone, muscle health, and the prevention of falls, may also play a role in brain function. Vitamin D receptors are located in a variety of areas in the human brain, and here, vitamin D receptor gene have been associated with cognitive decline and neurodegenerative disorders. So again, vitamin D plays a critically important role in the healthy brain. And I'm going to find the charts on mood as well.
Okay, one thing I do want to point out, if you are getting the big one, as most of us are, the big bundle, $25 on your credit card with FlexPay gets it home. We will divide this into monthly installments for you. $25. You get it home and you get going. That is scratching the surface. And you saw medical authority after medical authority talking about the benefits. And that was just brain cognitive benefits. Can you imagine? There's so much. I mean, there's so much information. It's fun to learn. It's fun to know that when you spend your 7 pennies a day, the kind of benefits you can get from 7 cents a day, and that is if you're getting the biggest bundle, because that's where the biggest savings is. But across the board, it is as affordable as it's ever been, the most affordable vitamin supplement. But this is the one you want to be taking because Andrews is the best. It's the finest on the market. It is the finest available. I'm going to show you the choices one more time. Use express ordering or log on to hsn.com. Look at that. Over 9,000 bottles have already been spoken for. 150, 300, 600, 1,200, or the bundles. This is for the vitamin D. You're welcome to order just the singles. If all you need to stock up on is your vitamin D, here you go. The 1,200 cap, for example, would be $200. You're getting it for $89.90. You're saving $110. This is what a lot of people are doing, though. They're going for these bundles where you can get 600 and 500. So we'll send you 600 capsules of the vitamin D3. And I need to remind you, you're deciding, there's a couple choices you're making today. You're deciding what you'd like to order, of course, whether it be the vitamin D or the bundles with the vitamin D and the calcium, magnesium, intensive care. And then you're also offering you're also choosing potency. Do you want each capsule to contain 1,000 IU of the vitamin D3 or 2,500 IU of the vitamin D3? Andrew normally does not do a 2,500 capsule. That is special for our today's special. So you decide potency of the capsule and then what you'd like to order, the bundles, the medium bundle, the large bundle, or the singles. You can order singles of the vitamin D3, singles of the calcium, magnesium, intensive care. However you decide to do it, 2 absolute essential things for most of us. I mean, you heard, you know, most of us, everybody here, we all, for all intents and purposes, unless we're supplementing vitamin D3, we are vitamin D deficient because we're not getting it in our diet. It's as simple as that. So how else are you going to get it? You're not, right? I have a question. People who live like closer to the equator and are in the sun more, do they have higher vitamin D levels because they're, I'm just curious about that. Or do you know if they're...
It's not that much of an issue in this country because there's, you know, some states get more sun and things like that, but we tend to be more covered up now. We tend to use sunscreens.
We do.
So we're not really producing that much vitamin D from UV exposure because we want to avoid UV exposure. But that's... Historically, when they looked at a lot of research, and that was some of the original research on vitamin D in epidemiologic studies, that they noticed the benefits of in various areas of health in living closer to the equator because it was associated with higher levels of vitamin D. But unfortunately now in this country, our vitamin D levels are just plain insufficient. That when you look at sort of respected government bodies, you know, ringing the alarm in terms of the epidemic of low vitamin D levels in this country and the impact it's having on our overall health, it underscores, and you don't have to get my product, and certainly you won't find an easier product to take than this. The capsules are tiny. It's not some rock hard pill. Tiny little capsules with an ultrafine powder. I've opened some other capsules here, so you just, it's literally just, it's not going to upset your stomach. It's just like dust. So you get the benefits without the problems. And what I was going to do is just read some reviews here. And I apologize for a little of the complexity and on the different offers there are. There's, if you look at the price, each price has a size of calcium or size of vitamin D3. It's a 150 and a 120, a 300, and a 240, and so on. So the larger one is the vitamin D, the smaller one is the calcium magnesium intensive care. They're both the same price. You can get either or. And then on the large sizes, there are the 2 bundles. And on the large vitamin D3 bundle with calcium magnesium intensive care, it's about 7 cents a capsule. I think at a health food store, it might be hard to buy empty capsules for 7 cents a capsule.
Yep.
So I was just going to read some reviews, but I encourage you to go to hsn.com because we'll mostly spend time reading the science today and not so much reading the reviews.
Okay.
But what's in this stuff? I've never experienced such a life-changing supplement. My doctor said I was very low on vitamin D and I should take a supplement. I was taking 1 a day of this product, but then upped the dosage to 2 a day and zam. I literally feel like a different person. It's so great to know I have access to the highest quality vitamins at the best price.
Very nice.
Another excellent product from Andrew. 2 years ago, my doctor had diagnosed my vitamin D level as low and placed me on a regimen. At the end of that treatment, she said I had to take non-prescription supplements to maintain healthy levels. Taking Andrew's vitamin D3, I have remained within recommended levels ever since.
Wow.
Doctor was surprised that I was able to keep the levels up. Andrew's supplements work.
What does she mean by non-prescription? They don't prescribe vitamin D.
Oh, doctors now, because doctors are testing for vitamin D. They'll prescribe and sometimes they'll put people on. Sometimes they'll even give them an injection of 50,000 to even 150,000 IU at one time.
No kidding.
Because what doctors are finding are the levels are so dramatically
Scary
deficient.
low.
Scary low. Even single digits and certainly below 20. So doctors are actually giving someone, say, a prescription that might have levels of 50,000 or more to start with. But with our products, we've found even with exceptionally low levels, our product is available and people respond well. That's if you go to hsn.com, you'll read the reviews where even in some cases, the prescription didn't work.
Yeah.
And then they started taking our vitamin D3 and their levels responded and got within the normal range.
Great.
So they work.
Cool. So that's just one of the many reviews you can read. I mean, there are so many people seeing the results, feeling the results. That's the key. You do notice the difference when you take these products, which is so great. And, you know, it's so funny. We've been talking about this only for like, what, 45 minutes? But
yes.
I feel like we just start, like we're just scratching the surface of what we can talk about. There's so much to talk about with these products. And
part of the problem with me with vitamin D, I get so excited that it's very hard for me to pick which area to focus on. Whether it's our muscles' ability to function. If you're young and you want to be a successful athlete, if you're someone who's my age, you're not young anymore, but you want to still be able to be physically effective at sports or things like that, at your activities, or you just want to be able to stand up comfortably from a chair, or whatever it might be. Our muscles' ability to contract requires healthy vitamin D levels. Most of us in this country do not have them unless we're supplementing, and that's just a scientific medical fact. Or our brain. I was talking before about memory, concentration, mental acuity, our ability to maintain a positive outlook and mood. If you look at the clinical studies and research, those positive attributes of how our brain functions are associated with healthy levels of vitamin D. And negative attributes surrounding them are associated with low levels of vitamin D. So as I was just talking to someone today, that it's amazing. Some people can have really challenging lives, but they just have a positive outlook. What do they say? Perception is reality. So as long as we perceive things positively, then life might not be that bad, even when objectively someone might say, gosh, that's pretty difficult. So to the extent we support our brain in holding on to and preserving a positive outlook, and that's a little bit of chemistry. And vitamin D is part of that chemistry in our brain. And again, if we know as Americans we're moving through the world with not just suboptimal, but deficient and insufficient technically levels of vitamin D, and that directly affects how our brain functions, because the highest functioning areas of our brain have the highest concentration of vitamin D receptors, it's just, it begs us to do something. And when the something costs as little as this, I don't make a product that costs less per capsule than this costs today. I've never made a product that costs less per capsule than this costs today. To think that in the large bundle you get 2 products 2,200 capsules for about 7 cents a capsule, or the large vitamin D3, about the same thing. The large calcium, it's about 8 cents. So it's an incredible opportunity to deliver something that is scientifically necessary, and to do it so affordably is that's, I think, the best part of all.
And if you want to do both, you may. If you want to do just the vitamin D3, you may. 10,000 have already been spoken for. So treat yourself, do the bundles or do the singles. Whatever you'd like, we have one here for you. The Flex pays, you're a little over $20 a month. $22 a month for the big single, $24 a month for the big bundle. So however you want to do this, I hope you're on the phone ordering yours. This hour is almost up, and before we run out of time in the hour, I would love for Andrew to touch briefly on the vitamin K. It's vitamin K.
K2, MK7.
Oh, that means I need shoes.
Do that. And even when I talk about vitamin D3, you don't have to get my products. I feel like what I'm talking about, I'm doing a public service announcement. Our own government refers to it as an epidemic. So whether you get my product or not, find the best you can. And it's just important to consume at least 1,000 a day. I recommend really more about 4,000 to 5,000 daily. So our 2,500 IU, sorry,
I beat
walk
you.
over here. Our 2,500 IU capsule.
Sometime we should race. Tonight during the 8 o'clock show, we'll race across.
With your high heels.
I'll take my heels off.